Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nisya Atika Sari from IPSC 2019 and today I will explain about global warming. Do you know global warming? And what is global warming? The global warming is a phenomenon of rising Earth's surface temperature caused by gas emission that trap the sun's heat. It is called greenhouse. And increases the temperature on the Earth's surface causes the climate change and can impact natural events such as hurricanes, tropical cyclones, floods, and also the global warming itself has the big impact of the balance of the earth, which is of course also can affect the living thing on our earth. And as we know that our earth atmosphere is made up of 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and 1% of other gases. The global warming is itself, the process is begin with the solar radiation. There are several gases in the Earth atmosphere that are in charge of holding this heat. When a global warming occurs, it returns to Earth. Some of these gases are referred to as greenhouse gases, which include water vapor, carbon dioxide, ozone, methane, and nitrous oxide. These gases work as a blanket or slimut that protect the Earth. The increases in the average temperature of the Earth's surface occurs due to increases of greenhouse gas emissions. That it makes global warming, which causes the change in the Earth ecosystem, such as extreme climate, and etc. And global warming certainly has a dangerous impact on the inhabitants of the earth. As an easy example, such as make glaciers melt and causes land and was previous land become sea because the volume of water in the sea is increased. And next is the causes of global warming. Do you know what the things that cause of global warming? Just a simple thing. Can you mention it? Okay. That the first thing can make the global warming is uncontrolled CFC. CFC is chlorofluorocarbon. The CFC are among the cause of global warming that are difficult to avoid. CFC are usually found in refrigerators and air conditioners in our home. Because of inappropriate use, will have bad impact on the environment, such as a global warming. And the next is industrial gases or pollution. Gases from industry will cause air pollution, mainly because the factory smoke is excessive and not accommodated properly. There are carbon dioxide gas, carbon monoxide gas, methane gas, and so on. And the next of causes global warming is forest burning. Forest is very important for our living things, right? Because forests are the lungs of the world that should be protected. Narrowing forests is make the weather worse. Without forests, nothing help convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. This will then have an impact or increasingly disturbing breathing. The impact is air pollution will occurs. The next is the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect could be the cause of global warming. This is due to the trap effect of the reflected to the Earth's surface. Mainly trap the gases in the atmosphere. The gases are emitted by the sun, and the gases are trapped in the atmosphere. This will then cause the global warming. in the atmosphere's layers. As a result, this gas actually stops and cannot be continued into space. This then causes the heat of sunlight to be reflected back to the Earth's surface. And the next is the mechanism of greenhouse effect. The process of the greenhouse effect is related to the solar heat flow cycle. Approximately 30% of solar radiation that reaches the ground is reflected back into space and is absorbed by steam, carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen, oxygen, and other gas in the atmosphere. The remaining 70% is absorbed by land, like is sea and clouds. At night, the land and water bodies are relatively warmer than the air above them. The absorbed energy is radiated back to the atmosphere as infrared radiation, long waves, or heat energy radiation. Most of this infrared radiation will be trapped by carbon dioxide and water vapor in the atmosphere, so only a small part will escape into outer space. The overall result is that the Earth's surface is warmed by the presence of molecules of water vapor, carbon dioxide, and the other things like that. This warming effect is known as the greenhouse effect, while the short process is when the sun radiation rays penetrate the glass as a short wave so that the heat is absorbed by the earth and the plant is in the greenhouse, and then the heat is radiated again but with a long wavelength. The wavelength of the wave is proportional to the energy, so that the radiation rays cannot penetrate the glass. As a result, the temperature inside the greenhouse is higher than the temperature outside the greenhouse. And this is the global warming impact. The first global warming impact is Earth temperature will rise. Of course, the impact of global warming is Earth temperature will rise. Based on observation 2015, it said is to be the hottest year in our history. And the next is rising sea. Global warming conditions also have an impact on rising sea level. In this case, increasing Earth temperature causes the glaciers and ice sheets around the world to melt. Melting the glaciers and ice sheets, it is become increase the volume of seawater. And the next is change in living things. The global warming can have bad impact on different ecosystems in the world. All living things in this world, from the simplest bacteria to the polar bears, have certain adaptation that allow them to live in certain environment. When the condition is in those environment is changed, they cannot adapt to the new conditions and move somewhere else where the conditions are right, or they can die. Unfortunately, not all the living things will have negative impact by global warming. By temperature is increased, many of the organisms that transmit infection disease will get a big boost. As a result, the disease they carry will also spread. For the example is malaria. This disease is generally found in the tropical regions and it's carried by a particular type of mosquito that likes warm temperature. As a temperature increases, so will the range of the mosquito Consequently, new population of people will be at risk of infections. And the next of global warming impact is change the extreme weather. And the next is change in ocean water. In this case, the oceans absorb more of the heat caused by carbon dioxide gas. This is what caused the ocean to become warm and more acidic. The increasing temperature and acidity level of seawater certainly has various impact on the environment and marine, starting from bleached coral reefs, triggering stronger waves and storms, and also can destroying the food chain of marine life. And also social impact can be a global warming impact. Why this can happen? Because even though global warming may open up new agricultural area closer to the poles, it will also have negative impact of some of the places where food is currently being produced. Many countries of the world are already facing shortage of clean water and food. As the global population grows, the demands for food will increase. If just a few of the prime agricultural area are lost to drought or heat waves, then the resulting food crisis will be a big one. Again, survival will come down to a willingness to share resources. And the next is how to prevent the global warming. The first thing that can we prevent the global warming is buy energy efficient item. Several electronic products such as air conditioner and washing machine are also readily available in energy efficient form right now. And also avoid over packaged product, especially plastics that other non-recyclable packaging. And the next is we can do is reduce, reuse, and also recycle. The reduce is the activity of using packaging product, especially plastic, to a minimum usage. And the next is reuse. Reuse is the step of using used objects such as plastic bag or plastic bottle. Meanwhile, the recycle is an activity to recycle items that are no longer used to become useful again. And the next is change the pattern of energy change. We can now using a nuclear power plant, hydroelectric, wind generator, solar panel, and also e-solar power plant. And the next is transportation fuels. Another way of reducing dependence on oil is to increase the use of biofuels, which are made from plants and other organic materials. The main biofuel currently is used is ethanol, which is type of alcohol. And that's all for me. Thank you.